The story of coffee is a journey that spans continents and centuries, weaving together legend, commerce, culture, and ritual. Its history is not merely the tale of a beverage, but a chronicle of human curiosity, adaptation, and connection. From the misty highlands of ancient Ethiopia to the bustling cafes of modern metropolises, coffee has shaped and been shaped by the societies that embraced it. This narrative unfolds in the interplay of myth and fact, as coffee transformed from a mysterious berry into one of the world's most beloved drinks. According to legend, the discovery of coffee can be traced back to the 9th century in the rugged mountains of Ethiopia. The most enduring story features Kaldi, a young goatherd who noticed his flock became unusually energetic after nibbling on the red berries of a certain bush. Curious, Kaldi sampled the fruit and soon shared his discovery with a local monastery. The monks, initially skeptical, found that brewing the berries into a drink helped them stay awake during long hours of prayer. Word of this energizing elixir spread, and coffee began its journey out of Ethiopia. While historians debate the veracity of Kaldi's tale, archaeological and botanical evidence supports the idea that Coffea arabica is indigenous to Ethiopia, where wild coffee trees still flourish. From Ethiopia, coffee moved east across the Red Sea into Yemen, where it found fertile ground in both soil and society. By the 15th century, Sufi mystics in Yemen were brewing coffee to aid their nocturnal devotions, seeking spiritual alertness through the stimulating beverage. The Yemeni port city of Mocha became synonymous with coffee, serving as a hub for trade with the wider Islamic world. Yemeni merchants closely guarded the secrets of coffee cultivation, exporting only roasted or boiled beans to prevent others from growing their own. The beverage quickly gained popularity throughout the Arabian Peninsula, spreading to Mecca, Medina, and Cairo. Coffee houses, known as Kahve Khana, began to appear in cities across the Muslim world, providing spaces for conversation, music, games, and intellectual exchange. Coffee's rise in the Islamic world was not without controversy. Religious authorities occasionally condemned its consumption, likening it to wine and declaring it intoxicating or disruptive. In some places, coffee houses were shuttered and coffee drinkers persecuted. Yet these bans rarely lasted. The beverage's popularity proved irresistible. Coffee became entwined with social and religious life, its presence felt in rituals, poetry, and daily routines. The drink's association with spiritual wakefulness and intellectual engagement gave it a special status, distinguishing it from other stimulants. By the 16th century, coffee had reached the Ottoman Empire, where it flourished in the cosmopolitan centers of Istanbul and beyond. The Ottomans refined the art of coffee preparation, developing elaborate brewing techniques and distinctive serving traditions. Coffee houses multiplied, becoming essential venues for political discussion and cultural life. Ottoman coffeehouse culture was marked by a unique blend of conviviality and sophistication, where patrons played chess, listened to storytellers, and debated the issues of the day. The authorities, wary of the subversive potential of these gatherings, occasionally sought to regulate or suppress them. Yet, as in earlier cases, coffee's appeal could not be contained. Europe's introduction to coffee came through multiple channels, including Venetian traders, Ottoman diplomats, and travelers returning from the East. By the early 17th century, coffee had arrived in Venice, where it was initially sold as a medicinal remedy. Physicians extolled its virtues while clerics debated its moral implications. The drink's novelty and exotic origins made it a luxury item, enjoyed by the wealthy and adventurous. Gradually, coffee houses began to appear in major European cities, Oxford, London, Paris, Vienna, and beyond. These establishments quickly became centers of commerce, news, and debate, earning the nickname penny universities for the intellectual stimulation they offered at the price of a cup. The spread of coffee throughout Europe coincided with profound social and economic changes. The rise of print culture, the expansion of trade, and the emergence of new forms of sociability all found expression in the coffee house. In England, coffee houses became hubs for political discussion and commercial activity, frequented by writers, merchants, scientists, and politicians. Notable institutions such as Lloyd's of London and the London Stock Exchange trace their origins to coffeehouse gatherings. In France, the café became a crucible for Enlightenment thought, frequented by philosophers, artists, and revolutionaries. The Viennese coffeehouse developed its own distinctive style, combining coffee with pastries, newspapers, and a leisurely atmosphere. As demand for coffee grew, so did the search for reliable sources of supply. Until the late 17th century, the Arab world maintained a near monopoly on coffee production, but European powers were eager to break this hold. The Dutch succeeded in cultivating coffee in their colonies in Java, Indonesia, establishing the first large-scale plantations outside Arabia. The French followed suit, transporting coffee plants to the Caribbean and South America. Legend has it that Gabriel de Cleo, a French naval officer, smuggled a coffee seedling to Martinique, nurturing it across a perilous Atlantic voyage. This single plant supposedly became the progenitor of vast coffee estates in the New World. The transplantation of coffee to the Americas had profound consequences, both economic and social. The establishment of coffee plantations in Brazil, Colombia, and the Caribbean transformed global trade and consumption patterns. Coffee became a major commodity, driving the expansion of colonial economies and fueling the rise of transatlantic commerce. Yet, this growth came at a cost. The labor-intensive nature of coffee cultivation led to the widespread use of enslaved Africans and, later, indentured laborers. The fortunes of entire regions became tied to the fluctuations of the coffee market, with booms and busts shaping the destinies of nations and peoples. In the 18th and 19th centuries, coffee consumption spread rapidly among the middle and working classes, becoming a staple of daily life. Advances in roasting, grinding, and brewing technology made coffee more accessible and affordable. The invention of the percolator, the espresso machine, and later the drip coffee maker revolutionized the way people prepared and enjoyed their coffee. In the United States, the Boston Tea Party of 1773 gave coffee an added boost as patriots turned to the drink as a symbol of resistance against British rule. During the Civil War, Union soldiers relied on coffee rations for comfort and energy, cementing its place in American culture. The 20th century saw the globalization of coffee, as international brands and chains brought the beverage to every corner of the world. Instant coffee, first developed in the early 1900s, offered convenience for busy consumers and soldiers on the move. Companies like Nestlé and Maxwell House popularized mass-produced blends, making coffee a fixture in homes and workplaces. The post-war era witnessed the rise of specialty coffee, as aficionados sought higher-quality beans, artisanal roasting, and innovative brewing methods. The emergence of coffeehouse chains such as Starbucks in the 1970s and 1980s transformed coffee from a utilitarian pick-me-up into a lifestyle experience, complete with customizable drinks, cozy atmospheres, and a sense of community. Throughout its history, coffee has been much more than a beverage. It has served as a catalyst for social interaction, a vehicle for intellectual exchange, and a marker of identity. Coffee houses have been sites of revolution and reform, gossip and romance, creativity and contemplation. The rituals associated with coffee, preparing, serving, sharing, reflect deeper values of hospitality, connection, and pleasure. In many cultures, the act of drinking coffee is inseparable from the rhythms of daily life, from the morning cup that greets the dawn to the after-dinner demitasse that concludes a meal. Yet, coffee's journey has also been marked by conflict and contradiction. The expansion of coffee cultivation fueled systems of exploitation and inequality, from slavery in the Americas to land dispossession in Africa and Asia. The global coffee trade has been subject to wild price swings, affecting the livelihoods of millions of smallholder farmers. In recent decades, concerns about sustainability, fair trade, and environmental impact have spurred new movements within the coffee industry, seeking to balance profitability with ethical responsibility. Initiatives to promote shade-grown coffee, organic farming, and direct trade relationships reflect a growing awareness of the interconnectedness of producers and consumers. The sensory pleasures of coffee, its aroma, flavor, warmth, and texture, are central to its enduring appeal. Connoisseurs celebrate the diversity of coffee's taste profiles, shaped by factors such as variety, terroir, processing method, and roast level. From the bright acidity of Ethiopian Yirgacheffe to the chocolatey body of Sumatran Mandeling, coffee offers an endless spectrum of experiences. The art of brewing, whether through a traditional sezve, a modern espresso machine, or a simple pour-over, invites experimentation and discovery. For many, the ritual of making and savoring coffee is a source of comfort, creativity, and mindfulness. Cultural expressions of coffee are as varied as the lands where it is grown and consumed. In Italy, the espresso bar is a temple of efficiency and style, where patrons stand at the counter for a quick shot before rushing off to work. In Sweden, the tradition of fika, a coffee break accompanied by pastries and conversation, is an essential part of daily life. In Ethiopia, the coffee ceremony is a highly ritualized act of hospitality, involving the roasting, grinding, and brewing of beans in the presence of guests. In the Middle East, strong, sweet coffee is served in tiny cups, often accompanied by dates and animated conversation. Coffee has inspired artists, writers, and thinkers across the ages. The smoky, bustling cafes of Paris provided a home for luminaries such as Voltaire, Balzac, and Sartre. In London, coffee houses nurtured the birth of newspapers and scientific societies. In the Americas, coffee fueled the creative energies of musicians, poets, and activists. The drink appears in countless works of literature, from the verses of Rumi to the novels of Proust. Its very name, derived from the Arabic kahwa and the Turkish kahve, carries echoes of distant lands and ancient traditions. The economics of coffee remain as complex as ever. Today, coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world after oil, with an estimated 2.25 billion cups consumed every day. The industry supports the livelihoods of over 25 million people, from smallholder farmers to baristas in urban cafes. Yet, the challenges facing coffee producers are formidable. Climate change, disease, volatile prices, and shifting consumer preferences all threaten the future of this cherished crop. Efforts to develop more resilient coffee varieties, improve agricultural practices, and ensure fair compensation for growers are critical to sustaining the industry. In recent years, the third wave coffee movement has sought to elevate coffee to the status of fine wine or craft beer, emphasizing transparency, quality, and direct relationships between producers and consumers. Specialty roasters source beans from specific farms, highlighting unique flavor profiles and stories of origin. Baristas compete in national and international championships, showcasing their skills in brewing, tasting, and presentation. Coffee festivals, tastings, and workshops draw enthusiasts eager to deepen their understanding and appreciation of the drink. Technology continues to shape the way we produce, distribute, and consume coffee. Advances in agronomy, logistics, and digital communication enable greater traceability and efficiency throughout the supply chain. Apps and online platforms connect farmers with buyers, provide information on market trends, and facilitate access to resources and training. At the same time, innovations in brewing equipment and techniques offer new possibilities for home and professional preparation. The proliferation of single-serve machines, cold brew, and ready-to-drink products reflects the evolving tastes and lifestyles of consumers. Despite these changes, the essence of coffee remains rooted in its ability to bring people together. Whether shared among friends in a bustling cafe, sipped alone in quiet contemplation, or exchanged across cultures and continents, coffee fosters a sense of connection and belonging. Its history is a testament to the power of curiosity, adaptation, and exchange. From the highlands of Ethiopia to the plantations of Brazil, from the coffee houses of Istanbul to the espresso bars of Rome, coffee has traveled far and wide, leaving its mark on the world. Looking to the future, coffee faces both opportunities and challenges. The ongoing quest for quality, sustainability, and equity will shape the next chapters of its story. As consumers become more discerning and socially conscious, the demand for ethically sourced, environmentally friendly coffee is likely to grow. Producers, meanwhile, must navigate the uncertainties of climate change, market volatility, and technological disruption. Collaboration, innovation, and resilience will be essential to ensuring that coffee continues to enrich lives for generations to come. Ultimately, the history of drinking coffee is the history of humanity itself, a tale of discovery and adaptation, of pleasure and struggle, of connection and transformation. It is a story that continues to unfold, one cup at a time, wherever people gather to share ideas, dreams, and the simple joy of a well-brewed drink. As we raise our mugs to our lips, we participate in a tradition that spans millennia and unites us across time and space, a tradition as rich and complex as the beverage itself,